Alright, let's talk about some exercises for back pain. If you're having back pain, it's best to go see a licensed medical professional, like a physical therapist or a doctor. They can take a look at you, get an idea of what's going on, and treat you for exactly what you have going on. This isn't meant to replace that. These are just some exercises I think are helpful. And they're helpful for typical musculoskeletal low back pain, so usual low back pain. So without further ado, let's get into the first one. The first one is swimming. And it's great because it doesn't put weight through your spine. You're in the water, and you're moving your arms and legs, which you get kind of some gentle motion in your low back. And that motion you get is relaxing to your back. It relaxes your nervous system, it relaxes the muscles that are tense, and it's just great exercise. There's a principle in taking care of your back. Motion is lotion. So if you move, your low back is going to feel better. Because a lot of issues are from people sitting down for long periods with bad posture. That's what's causing the back pain. So swimming is great. And that's along those same lines. Walking is really good. It's weight bearing, so there's a potential that you might have some pain with walking if you have issues with that weight going down through your back, your body weight. But in general, it's usually something that will relieve your back pain if you walk for a while, even if it's feeling sore at first. So, again, that's why you go see a physical therapist or a doctor to get an idea if these things really fit you. But oftentimes, walking is very helpful. A more specific exercise is posterior pelvic tilt. Doing a posterior pelvic tilt can relieve the pain. So, a posterior pelvic tilt, the way you do it is you lie down on your back on a stiff surface, a floor, it could be carpeted. You can put down a yoga mat if necessary. You don't want to do it on a really soft bed that's bouncy or kind of, you want to do it on a stiff surface. So you lie down on your back, bend your knees, and flatten your low back against the ground. And the reason why it's called a posterior pelvic tilt is because you're rotating, tilting your pelvis to cause your back to flatten against the ground. But you don't really need to know that. All you need to know is that you're flattening your low back against the ground. And you can do this repeatedly, over and over again, or you can hold it. Both of them are beneficial. Either way you're going to do it, you're doing it repeatedly, but you can hold it for a little while and then let it go, and then hold it for a little while and let it go, or you can just do it over and over again. Whatever feels good. In that position, there's another exercise you can do, which is knees side to side. So while you're lying on your back with your knees bent, you can just kind of let your knees fall from either from one side to the other in a relaxed way. And that motion of the back again is going to relax the back. You're going to feel less pain. So both these, again, motion is lotion. Another one that's often helpful is repeated extensions. So standing up and putting your hands on your sides or your back or your butt and just leaning back, getting an extension motion in your back. That stretch you get, if you do it over and over again, can relieve the pain. In some cases, flexion is more helpful, or is helpful. That's, again, why it's good to see a medical professional. But usually, repeatedly extending your back is going to be good. So that's repeated extensions in the back. So So then let's go on to a more general exercise routine, which is yoga. That's super helpful. There's lots of types of yoga, and I'm sure some of them are more intense and could aggravate the back, but in general, yoga is helpful for back pain. If you want something simple, I think the best things are some of the more basic yoga poses, like downward dog, child's pose, warrior 1, warrior 2. Another one I like, if bending down isn't something that you can't do, is to stand up and bend down and try to touch your toes, and then you kind of unfold upwards slowly, stacking one vertebra on top of another, and you're straightening out your spine by stacking your vertebra one on top of another slowly as you rise up back into a standing position. And then you're going to reach up above your head as high as you can, and then go up onto your toes. Keep reaching as high as you can. And on your toes, as you're reaching as high as you can, you let your heels drop back to the ground, but keep that same reach, and you're going to feel a stretch in your back. And when you're done, you just kind of let your arms fall back down to your sides. Kind of in Snow Angel style is a good way to do it. Yeah, so those are some good yoga techniques. Alright, so if you're going to talk about back pain, you have to talk about stress. Because I mentioned before, sitting down in a bad posture for a long period of time, and how that can cause back pain. But that's not the whole story. Because if you were in that same position in a place that really relaxed you, like, let's say, a vacation at the beach was really relaxing for you, you might be in that same posture, bad posture, quote unquote, for a long period of time on the beach, relaxed, and not have any of the back pain you're having when you're in that more stressful situation, let's say working. And that's because stress is basically something that's happening in your nervous system, in your brain. And your brain's part of your nervous system, and it affects your whole body. It sensitizes you to pain, and it can tighten muscles and cause spasms. Because there's nerves going throughout your whole body, to your muscles, to your back, to everything, to your spine. And, well, technically they're coming from your spine, but depends how you want to define things. And, that's what's going to cause issues. So it's really stress that's causing the back pain in a lot of cases. Long periods of time being in these stressed out positions with your muscles tightened, with your nervous system sensitive, and you're just going to end up with your back being sore. So how do you treat that? It's hard, let's be honest. There's so many things that lead to stress. Sleep is a big part of it, but a lot of people have trouble with sleeping, and there's not an easy solution to that. There's lots of good sleep hygiene habits you can have, and they're simple, and a lot of people don't follow them, so that's a good start for sleep. In terms of stress, socializing in a way that's comfortable for you and fun can relieve a lot of stress. Doing things you like to do, whether they're social or not, that just are pleasant, finding some time to do that, or things you've been meaning to do, that can relieve some stress. Okay, so then you can do meditation, right? A lot of people talk about meditation. It's not easy, but it's beneficial, right? If you learn how to do it, practice it, and do it over and over again, and not just do it when you're stressed, but also when you're not stressed. There's a lot of benefit there, but it's difficult. Rest, sometimes you'll just need rest. And then again, back to activity. Activity can be a great stress reliever. Swimming, walking, elliptical, running. Some more intense exercises, like running, you have to exercise a bit of caution because they could aggravate your back. So, you know, you got to be fit to run. It's better not to be really out of shape and trying to do intense exercise. Or, you know, just doing it sporadically, like the weekend warrior type thing, or overdoing it, doing it all the time. So gentle exercise, it's hard to overdo, but intense exercise, yeah, I mean, there are ways you could cause yourself to be in more back pain. And, you know, there's a lot to do with, like, for example, running. A lot has to do with the way your body's moving when you're running, and if you're out of shape, it might not be moving in the right way. And yeah, it's a lot. Not that it's not good to do intense exercise, of course it is, but you know, to mix it in and to do it, you know, stuff that is reasonable for you. Light exercise is great. You can burn a lot of calories walking and swimming, and that gets me to the next thing, which is weight. It's a hard one. Not everybody has a high metabolism, and it's not easy to stay at the right weight. It takes discipline. And, you know, all this extra weight on your spine can cause all sorts of issues in terms of back pain, and also issues with your knees, for example. Because there's a lot of weight on the joints. The joints in your back, joints in your knees. And yeah, so it's something to deal with, you know, to keep an eye on, to try to be disciplined about your diet. Can you still have back pain even if you're not overweight, if you're skinny? Of course you can, yeah. This is where, you know, some issues that you could have with your back, or also just stress or things like that can play into, even if you're not overweight, you can still have back pain. I mean, obviously. But that doesn't negate the fact that losing weight is likely to help your back pain if you're overweight. So yeah, so those are some of the things you can do to relieve your back pain, low back pain. There are other exercises. There's tons of exercises that are helpful. This is not the be-all, end-all list, obviously. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it was helpful. And if you're having back pain, it's best, like I said before, to go see a licensed medical professional that has experience with back pain, like a physical therapist or a doctor. Also, some notes on Bloodborne, because I've been playing Bloodborne. Yeah, so I was just working on parrying. I'm getting there. You gotta, you know, use the gun, and then kind of stun them. You can get that visceral attack either by running up or rolling up. And yeah, I mean, it's not really necessary to have fun playing this game to learn to parry. I think, you know, I beat the whole game without parrying and had a lot of fun. And yeah, it's not a big deal, but it's a fun skill to learn. Here I am playing the Shadows of Yharnam, and yeah, it's helpful to have that fire weapon and to have a summon, which was, you know, you can look up online how to get that summon. You have to get in the league, because he distracts two of the guys while you can go and focus your attention on one of them. So if you're having trouble, these are some good ones to try. So thanks for listening. If you have any other exercises that I missed, feel free to put in the comments, or if you have any other thoughts. Yeah, thanks for coming by. All right.